Yes,
Welcome Rajat, welcome to this video of time. So let me now start. I find that you are a chemical engineering graduate from IIT Roorkee. That correct? So as a chemical engineer, you must be worried about. Have you heard of carbon sequestration word? What is it? As a layman, can you explain it?
the carbon sequestration is trapping the air and then whatever CO2 is present in it, trying to store it in some form such that it is not released into the environment. For instance, the CO2 can be stored in deep geological formation, deep underground. So other can be to utilize CO2 to form some kind of solution so that it is trapped in that. So mostly we use electrical fans to first suck in the air and then try to separate CO2 from it.
But why do we need to do it? Is it something wrong with carbon? Why do we need to do it?
First of all, CO2 is a greenhouse gas. Although greenhouse gases are essential for an environment because it maintains the temperature, but if it goes beyond a certain limit, then it starts to heat up the earth, which is needed to rise in the ocean level, melting of the glaciers, and the greenhouse effect is also leading to global warming. So for that, we need to remove the anthropogenic CO2 releases into the environment.
Oceans are sometimes called as carbon sink. But is it beneficial or is there something wrong with that? If more and more carbon dioxide is absorbed into water, oceans?
The CO2 is absorbed in the ocean based on the partial pressure balance. So this is a continuous process that goes on, but it is a very slow process to remove the excess CO2 that we have released. So it's not the best carbon sink like we have the green plants, but it is a source of carbon sinks. The CO2 is also in the oceans. It's stored in form of carbonates, sir. These are the carbonates that are utilized by ocean life, such as coral reefs. But if excessive acidification of water occurs, then it can also harm the coral as well as the aquatic life.
Well, Rajat, you have also your hobbies, something like music. You like to play guitar or something like that. If I have seen your biodata carefully, and playing guitar and transcribing songs. But I will go back a bit. How does this 𝐻𝐸𝐵 starting in? 𝐻𝐸𝐵, that is the base of all music. From when did it started and how it went?
As far as I know, these are called swords of Hindi music. 𝐻𝐸𝐵, total 7 notes. These are the notes of music. So there are also shruti, which are the sharp notes between two natural notes. So as far as the origin is concerned, so these are the notes. Every note is higher in frequency. The mathematical nature is 2 to the power 1/12. This is the change of frequency from one note to the other when we move from one natural note to the other. So I'm not aware of the historical aspect, how it arose, but I believe, sir, that these are the natural notes which when put together forms a scale that is good to hear it, that one likes to hear.
Okay, you are interested in music. Have you heard of auto-tune softwares? What does it do, auto-tune?
Yes.
What is it?
Sir, I have not personally used because I do not sing, but mostly auto-tune softwares are used for voice modulations. So for instance, if you connect a microphone to these softwares and you sing, they change mostly 2 aspects, amplitude and frequency of the voice. This can be used to generate different kinds of voices. So I can give one example. Sir, in pop music it is heavily used, and mostly hip-hop music for dance as well as modern it is not much used in rock music. So like 𝐼𝐸𝐴ℎ is there, who is very famous, who use auto-tune, and also it can remove noises from the voice, waverings of the voice. So it's not an ideal way, I believe personally, to promote music because it is completely artificial.
Please. Please.
Hello Rajat, am I audible?
Good afternoon, sir. Yes, sir, you are audible.
So Rajat, you played chess, right? So do you know about castling? So according to you, which side castling is better according to you, king side or queen side?
I personally believe it depends on the game. If I see my opponent have castled before me, I generally castle on the opposite side so that I can begin my attack on his king side. So secondly, I believe best way is to castle initially if you are going for e4, e5 structure. The king side castling is better because of two reasons. It allows rapid development of pieces, your bishop and knight in the initial stages. And secondly, if you have castled and that person has castled on the same side of you, then I believe you are in advantage because if you are playing white and he's black and he castles after you, you have an advantage to begin attack on his king side before you do.
So should I say that doing BTech in chemical engineering was a kind of early castling by you? Actually you wanted to go for civil services?
The idea of civil services became a concrete reality only in my fourth year when I realized that this is where I want to go and what I want to work in. So during my IIT-JEE preparation, the decision to do chemical engineering in IT Roorkee was based on a lot of parameters. So first, obviously, sir, my rank, that was one thing. And sir, secondly, I wanted a mix between a good college and a good branch. I believe I don't have any regret of joining chemical engineering as well as IT Roorkee because it gave me a lot of exposure and made me more today.
But if you become a civil servant, don't you think that India would lose a very good chemical engineer?
Even in the current paradigm, if we see, India is going in a lot of different sectors and governance is going to be really complex in the way. I believe as an engineer, whatever skills that I have learned can be easily put to use in the services. So for instance, sir, I am a chemical engineer. I have done chemistry as an optional. I have that scientific bent of mind, the rationality that is needed today to analyze problems from an objective point of view. Also, the government is heavily focusing in fields of biofuels, fertilizers, where I believe my expertise can really help me. I've even done a project in that. Also, I believe myself to be an all-rounder, so I did a project in machine learning also, which as an engineer I believe is essential in almost every field in the civil service. So I do not see as a waste as per me.
Ashish, you are from Lucknow, right?
Yes, sir.
Can you throw some light upon the contribution of Begum Hazrat Mahal in freedom struggle of India?
Hazrat Mahal was a regent queen when Wajid Ali Shah was deposed and exiled in 1856. She was the center of rebellion which arose in Lucknow. After she had played an important role because at that time she was not only one of the few women leaders in India, but also she ensured the stiff resistance against Lucknow, against the Britishers in Lucknow. After the 1857 revolt, she had to seek refuge in Nepal, and it is also believed that she carried on she did not surrender to the British, did not come back, and she died her last days in Nepal.
So what was the reason why she was fighting in that revolt?
So there were multiple reasons of it, I believe. So first was the annexation of Lucknow on misgovernance, which was a lie that was propagated by the Britishers. Secondly, sir, a lot of talukdars who were in UP and Awadh area, their land was taken away, and so they also became an enemy of the Britishers. Thirdly, on economical as well as agrarian basis, the Britishers have ruined the countryside. They have completely led to the ruralization of the urban centers, and also had led to the unemployment that was going among the people because most of the artisans, most of the weavers, they had lost their job due to competition of the British goods. So because of all these reasons, and since she was a beloved queen, she loved her subjects very much. So she realized that the British are the cause of the degradation of Lucknow and its culture. she carried on the rebellion.
Who was 𝐼𝐸𝐝𝐻𝐽𝐝?
Sir,
𝐼𝐸𝐝𝐽𝐝?
he was the son of Hazrat Mel and Wajid Ali Shah.
So
He
anything
was the queen.
anything related to him? Was he also a reason for her participation in the revolt?
I believe he was a child at that time, so she was the regent queen. So that is why I believe.
Okay, so what do you think? Why she could not rise to prominence like Rani Lakshmibai? Many people are not aware of Begum Hazrat Mahal's contributions.
I beg to differ on this because Hazrat Mel is famous in Lucknow, and I have known, and a lot of my friends who are in Lucknow have known about her. So the reason why she might not be known outside is because Rani Lakshmibai was also a ferocious fighter. She led the forces into the battlefield, while Begum Hazrat Mel was more involved in the planning of the administration, because she had a son who was not of the rightful age. At that time also, so there were other commanders and fighters who were fighting. So maybe that's why we have not glorified her enough. But in Lucknow, sir, I can assure you that a lot of people know about her.
So you
And I'm proud of her legacy.
you play football also?
Yes.
So who's your favorite player?
So my favorite player is Lionel Messi.
Lionel Messi. So what factors do you see led to the loss of France in final?
One thing that I personally believe was their formation was too defensive, France. And sir, there is one good thing about Argentina is that their entire play style is based upon Messi. So they don't have any selfish interest of goal scoring. Their entire play making is based that passes should be given to Messi, chances must be created. Their wingbacks are such that they make runs so that when they receive the ball, they can pass it to Messi. So I believe the French team focused too much on Messi, such that they lost their own balance. And we can easily see that till 80th minute, Argentina was the superior team. Only because of some a penalty and a factor of luck, France could equalize. Otherwise, they were the dominant. Argentina was the dominant team.
One last question, Rajat. How playing chess will help you in becoming a better civil servant?
That chess is a game of tactical planning. Although you will always have to prepare what is going to happen, but everything will not be in your control. You have to respond to on-spot challenge. So for instance, if the particular player starts to play aggressively and apart from the normal openings, you have to customize your. So I believe that teaches that challenges will arise, and no matter how much you plan, you should be ready for new things. So I believe that will always help me. I am a person who always plan ahead before things, which I also believe I have learned from chess. But I am always ready for any new kind of challenges for which I might have to remold myself. So that tactical planning aspect and strategic aspect of chess, I believe always help in professional life.
Thank you, Rajat. Over to you, sir.
आप उधर कर ही लीजिए फिर एक ही बार में
चलिए
ठीक है सर
हाँ
एक ही बार
कोई बात नहीं ऑर्डर चेंज नहीं होता है
You are a chemical engineer and you are staying in 𝐸𝐸𝐝𝐸𝐝. Have you heard about that Vivekananda? What is that philosophy and how it is relevant today?
Swami Vivekananda believed in Vedanta philosophy. Sir, he also reshaped it to give it a new purpose called New Veda. So sir, he believed in the concept of duty, of Nishkam Karma. So he believes that you should always be focused toward fulfilling of duty without focusing on what the results of those or the fruits of those duty are. And he personally set an example by always working for the benefits and the welfare of the poor. So he had a famous quote to say that it's a great crime to teach spirituality to a hungry every person. By that he means that spirituality and religiosity of a person should not be just based on awareness of scriptures. It should be utilized in your professional and personal life. And the end aim should always be of service of others. So, and secondly, he also believe in mixing of all the good qualities of Western as well as Indian culture. So, and he worked towards the reformation of Hindu society also. He talked against idolatry, he talked against the social evils such as child marriage, such as sati, and the deprivation of women rights. So in all those aspects, I believe he lived up to the standards that he had set.
My next question, what is flexi fuel hybrid vehicle in India?
The flexi fuels are currently being researched on. So these are the fuels which can run on combination of gasoline as well as on a combination of gasoline and electric vehicle, or even a 100% either gasoline and 100% either electric. So the flexi fuel vehicle comes from the word of being flexible. So this has also been extended to incorporating ethanol blended gasoline, and the purpose is simply to decarbonize our transportation sector and to achieve our 2070 carbon neutrality goals.
Annadata to Urjadata, do you think that is relevant for that energy sector as of now?
We see that our farming sector is important for our food security, and after green revolution we have become self-sufficient in that. Now India is aiming not only to become not only to ensure energy security, but at the same time needs to make it sustainable. So for instance, from solar energy, bioethanol formation, ethanol blending of our petrol. For all these we need biofuels, and biofuels are currently being brought in from the residue that we get from agriculture. So I do believe in this statement that agriculture has both the aspect of providing us with food as well as energy security.
A national green hydrogen mission, will it be possible as India as a global hub for green hydrogen?
I do believe so. The current national hydrogen mission of around 20,000 crore has been initiated, under which green hydrogen will be made in the future fuel. So there are certain reasons which are green. Why it is so? Because hydrogen is the only fuel that has the maximum energy density for a given kilogram of fuel. Secondly, it is completely clean. There is no particulate matter. There is no NO2 or sulfur oxide emissions. It has the capability of decarbonizing almost many sectors of our economy and end our import dependence of oil. So there are certain challenges, but I believe they can be easily bridged. So first challenge is of utilizing hydrogen, because currently hydrogen is not available in free form. We need to extract it from the atmosphere. So secondly, hydrogen transportation is an issue, because to transport we need to compress hydrogen to liquid form, which needs a very cold temperature. But I believe that these are just technical aspects, and they can easily be bridged by greater research and technology development. Currently we are even in Mathura refinery in UP, so there is in situ generation of hydrogen has even started also. We just need to focus on their transportation. And so a recent research that I know of, what they have done is convert green hydrogen into green ammonia, utilizing fertilizer, and transport this ammonia, and wherever we need, we can reconvert it back to green hydrogen. So we can also tackle this transportation aspect of green hydrogen. So I believe we can be a hub in
Recently, Supreme Court said during the TV debate, hate speech are new normal for national TV. What are the reason and why it is not been in the hate speech before 5-6 years ago?
Speech is currently not defined in our constitution or a law, but it is a part of many other codes such as the CRPC and IPC. So I believe that yes, we are seeing a better rise in hate speech. The Constitution of India provides us under Article 19 the freedom of speech and expression. I think the responsibility lies not only on the government or our institution, but also on the people who are using it. So, for instance, we have seen the quality of TV debates reducing. I believe, yes, there is an institutional need of setting a framework so that our freedom of expression is not curtailed, and at the same time, we can have a responsible coverage of it. The one reason I feel is that the rising sensational journalism and for TRP is fueling this kind of atmosphere for debate. I hope that government will make initiatives to tackle that.
How many types of guitar are available in that market?
There are three guitar types. So first are based on their sound, such as acoustic guitar, electric guitar, so ukulele, which is type of acoustic but has nylon strings, while acoustic has steel strings. So then there is a bass guitar to provide the lower frequency voices, which act as the bass of the relative notes. So then, apart from the guitar sounds, there are other guitar types based on their structure. So, for example, in electric guitars, we have Telecaster, Stratocaster, humbucker pickups, guitars. So these are the types of guitars that are currently.
My last question, you play football, and the recent time there are lots of comparison between Lionel Messi and Ronaldo Cristiano. Do you think, you can tell me that what are the field position of both of the players, where they are going to play? Can you speak louder, please? Yes.
Am I audible?
Yes, fine. Go ahead.
In case of Cristiano Ronaldo, sir, he used to play left wing earlier, but after going to Juventus, he started playing as a striker, and he currently plays as a striker. And so in case of Lionel Messi, he has played a number of positions. So first he used to play right winger, then he started playing as a false nine striker under Pep Guardiola in Barcelona, and currently he switches between those positions. So false nine striker and right winger.
Okay, thanks, Rajat. Now come to that last member. He will ask you the sum of the question.
Hello, Rajat. You can hear me? Can you hear me? Yeah? Okay. So,
I can.
yeah, very good. Rajat, your father was in the forest officer, DFO, huh?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So can you tell me the oldest wildlife act? I mean, it should be a question not exactly to be asked to you, but you may be having some sense of it. What was the oldest wildlife act introduced in India?
It was before independence in 1867 called Seabird Conservation Act.
It was a wildlife, yes, Seabird Life Protection Act. Very good. That's very good. Which was the act in the Indian Constitution, the amendment that brought in a major shift in the wildlife preservation? Which year and what was the name of the act?
It was the 42nd Amendment Act 1976 that brought wildlife and forest into the concurrent list of the 7 schedules.
From the state list.
Yes.
Yeah, very good. That's very good. Now, what is happening on the Uniform Civil Code? How far have we gone?
The Uniform Civil Code refers to having a uniform codified law in cases of adoption, marriage and divorce. So currently we are seeing that many state governments have formed committees such as Gujarat and Himachal Pradesh and Uttarakhand that are looking into the way forward towards or having an institutional structure of UCC. So the Supreme Court has also commented on the UCC in Goa, which they have said that it is a good blueprint to follow. So these are the current ongoings in UCC.
Are you aware that in the UCC of Goa, there is one exception that is allowed? What is it?
The UCC in Goa have certain exceptions for those who are born in Goa. So I'm not aware of the exact details, but for instance, they follow certain customary laws that are in Goa, and they have built UCC around that. So it's not it will not be applicable for people who are coming from outside.
How far behind is UP, your state?
So I believe implementing UGC in UP is a bit challenging right now because it's a diverse and heterogeneous state. Currently, I don't believe there is a debate going on in UP like in many other states, but I do believe that there is a scope of bringing in UGC, given that it has been an aspect of our DPSP, that is Principle of State Policy, under Article 44, and also the constitution makers had also had this debate on the need of bringing UGC. So currently it is not there, but I do believe in the future we can have a debate on it.
But on more complex issues like in population, UP has brought about a policy. What do you feel about that policy?
After the current economic survey, it has stated that UP is currently nearing the replacement level in TFR, total fertility rate. So after that, the UP has also brought the population policy where it stated that more than 2 children will be penalized in a form that they might not get government benefits in the current policies. So I do not feel that coercion should be the way forward, because if we compare ourselves towards China, I believe our population policy has been a gradual one, and that is why we see that today we have a good working age population that will, and which will give us demographic dividend that will peak in 2040, unlike China that is currently facing issues because of its coercive population policy. Secondly, sir, I believe we can focus on women education. It has been proved that investing in women education leads to the education of the entire family and children. So I believe that that should be the way forward. And apart from that, consensus building should be done. People should be made aware of the needs of having only 2 children. And at the same time, sir, I believe that as the data shows, we have reached replacement level, so I don't believe there is any need for stricter laws or coercion.
Would you call it coercion? You have an option of having 2 children. If you can afford more, you pay for them yourself. Why do you want a state support for your children?
As far as 2 children policy is concerned, so the reason why it might backfire, I believe consensus needed, because it has been seen that it leads to female infanticide. People go on trying for kids, and then it leads to a skewed sex ratio. So that is why I believe that government has initiated coercion in the first place of penalizing those who have more than 2 kids, but it only leads to female infanticide. So I don't think, I believe that people need to be made more aware of that, and when people would be aware, they would definitely
that is the Bihar model. That is what the Bihar CM is saying also, no? I heard his statement. Okay, now what is a unicorn? What is a unicorn?
Is a company whose valuation, I believe, is more than 1 billion, sir. So I'm not sure about the...
It is 1 billion
figure.
US dollars. Yeah, very good. How many unicorns we have in India? How many unicorns we have in India?
I'm not aware of the figure.
Okay.
Number of unicorns.
Can you name a few unicorns?
India is the 3rd largest in terms of startup culture, and so one unicorn that I personally know is Doom Technologies. So it has crossed the valuation of 1 billion.
Okay.
So apart from that,
Okay. Rajat, tell me, what are the non-federal features in our constitution? Non-federal.
Citizenship, single citizenship. So secondly, we see that so we have an integrated judiciary. We have an integrated election commission for election both states as well as center. So the office of governor is appointed by the president. States have no say in that. So apart from that, we have a single so yes, so all India services are also one of the aspect of non-federal.
How many all India services we have?
Administrative, Indian Police and Indian Forest.
And under which rule are they governed? Their conduct rules is governed by which rules?
Article 312 speaks about these services.
That is the protection, yeah, but what is the rule anyway? That my last question to you. What is 𝐼𝐸 𝐕𝐢𝐝 𝐷ivas we have just observed? What is it about? What does it seek to do?
The Pravasi Bharati Divas had been started to. Am I audible?
Yes, now yeah.
The Pravasi Bharati Divas had been started to mark the return of Mahatma Gandhi in 1915 from South Africa to India. So it is celebrated every 2 years. So it is celebrated to celebrate the initiatives as well as the contribution of people of Indian origin who have contributed not only towards India but also abroad, who are living abroad and contributing. So recently it is being held in Indore in Madhya Pradesh, and I've seen around 3,000 people participation.
What was the date? What was the date?
The dates are 11th and 12th January.
Okay. My last question is: will the wide adoption of artificial intelligence lead to a state of joblessness, or will it reduce the number of jobs?
So this is one of the most important debate around AI, that it would lead to joblessness. So I do agree that in the short term there would be job losses, specifically in sectors where the current efficiency is very low, and replacing with AI would lead to higher output and efficiency. But in the longer run, I believe like every technological innovation, it would create a new niche or a new area for other jobs. So for instance, in AI, the job of researchers, the job of coders, the job of collecting and analyzing data that can be provided to machines will increase. So this is applicable in almost all the fields where AI will be implemented. So yes, sir, I do believe that job losses will occur, but it will only be in the short term.
Short term. Very good. You answered my questions very well. Okay, so now let me start with a brief discussion or my observations. The board will do it also. Each of us will do it on the manner in which you have performed. Now, see, I'll just give you one or two very brief examples. For instance, when we started on the Pravasi Bharati, you should start with the date. See, the board is waiting to see. We have a structure in our mind, and you would ideally get to see that you have started at a particular point. You get the point, no? So that is how you come across to the board that as a very organized person. In parliament questions, parliamentary debates, you will see mostly they start from history. They start from the origin. So that is it. How many Pravasi Bharati? Perhaps you could have said that it's held every second year. I mean, something like that to give it a shade of, okay. Then, on the UP population policy, I would not say that you use the term coercion. That is my suggestion to you. Instead of saying coercion, there is one aspect to it. That is one aspect. I mean, the government has debated in its cabinet, they've gone to the assembly, they've passed, they're doing all that. So you can't really say government is not supposed to be doing a coercion activity. No government in the country is doing coercion activity. So rather than coercion, you call it something else. That is one aspect being debated widely. But my view is this, sir, that we can start with a broader consensus, take everybody on board, so that everybody is happy with what the government is doing, and doing it in its own wisdom. Thirdly, on non-federal features in the constitution, perhaps you can see on your own, because that's an area that I saw you were very comfortable with. So you can give in a clue, lead the board to a direction where you would like them to ask a question and you would be very comfortable. For instance, governor, you said. There's a debate going on that the post should be abolished. So on your own say that I would rather say that let us have the institution of governor. That's a debate that is going on, so you can mention it. After all, you are an aspiring civil servant, you should know all the aspects, and it is not wrong to ask for the abolition of the post. It's just a way of handling it. It's just a way, the same parties, if they are in power here, they will not ask for the removal of the governors. So it's a way of bringing something in focus. So you can say that there's a debate going on, but sir, that's a non-federal feature which should remain for the following reasons. That is the way to take the thing forward and score marks over others. Saying everything right across from the textbook may get you the average marks, but in order to score over others, you need to bring in new aspects into it. Okay. All the best, Rajat. Now, sir, I will give you
Yes, Rajat. My honorable colleague has already explained you everything. I don't think there is much for me to say. You do appear confident. You are fluent. That is good. I wish you best. Only one thing I will again suggest. Giving an interview online and actually facing the psychological tension and pressure is a different. So if you can manage to have a physical interview wherever you like, wherever is convenient to, that will prepare you more to face the tension. My best wishes to you.
I will come to Delhi.
You can go to any institute wherever you like, but do it wherever it is convenient to you. That will prepare you more. We are not asking you for any particular institute.
Hello, Rajat. Rajat, as far as that Begum Hazrat Mahal question is concerned, you were speaking very fast and you said that she came back to India from Nepal, right? And she died in Nepal only. She was buried there only.
I'm not sure of the site, but she did not.
Yeah, she did not come back to India. So rest, sir has already given you the feedback, and all the best from my side. Good luck.
Rajat, when is your actual interview?
My dates are not out.
Or it already means after the March, means the month of March.
10th March.
After 10th March.
My dates are not out, sir.
Okay, fine. Fine. The only thing I can suggest you, some of the things which is really matters, because we are taking online. In between, I have just shown the screen. In between, what happened if the question you don't know or maybe you want to think, your face should go uplift. Don't try to do that. आपका चेहरा वो ऊपर की तरफ चला जाता है सोचने के क्रम में, तो वो आपका नीचे होना चाहिए. वो पैरेलल भी हो सकता है. And moreover, sometimes sir has asked one question about that. You have unnecessarily dragged your answer into the project which you have done in your college. Maybe if the board member is competent enough and they know about that project and related things, they will ask you more questions and you are in a trouble. If you are handling this question, or maybe this is the positive side of your means your project, or you know very well and you want to drag attention of that entire interview towards that section and you are well enough in that portion, then you can do it. Otherwise, else don't drag anything which is unnecessarily required. Thank you so much. Thank you so much.
Sir, that was something I mentioned when
That is the reason I asked. If suppose, if the member will ask the question as a counter question, that is fine. If at all it is not required, then don't try to go for that one. Okay, fine. Thank you.